爱的观众朋友们，你并不孤单，又跟大家见面了。这一期见面呢比较特殊啊，坐在我身边呢是一位警察先生。那现在我们大家一起来认识他一下。Okay, now introduce yourself to everyone in Chinese community.
My name's Michael Strang. I'm a detective with the Financial Crimes Unit for the Toronto Police Service. I've been doing this for 2.5 years or so. I've been a police officer for 15 years.
其实今天呢，我们需要特别感谢我们的 Michael 来到这里。今天也可以说是一组比较特别的这个节目，因为呢，在这边生活呢，我们大家都知道有很多的诈骗在我们身边发生 ，bilk。So lots of people they have normal life, but sometimes people just say the good things to them, and then actually is a kind of a thing, bad things happen behind under the table. So now today we're going to talk about this to let people know what's going on, how can we protect ourselves. 所以今天呢，我们这档节目呢可以说是中英文对照的，我要跟大家来稍微翻译一下。So Michael will talk about the detective things, the work. So how to relate it in the normal life, like my daily life. If someone call me and says, "Hey Aaron, you got lottery, you won lottery." So how can I say I'm not?
Well, the explanation is quite simple. We often say to ourselves, and within our office, it's a predominant expression: "Is it too good to be true?" You have to ask yourself this question. If you have a random phone call of someone offering you an exorbitant amount of money, but you only have to do a certain thing and send a small amount of money, it relates back to common sense. So we have to think that way. We have to think with common sense.
Okay, let me translate this part to the everybody here at the front of the TV station. 刚才麦克说呢，如果是说我刚才问他，嘿，我接到一个电话了，人家告诉我 ，Aaron 玉华，你最近呢，你买了649，然后你赢了649，我怎么样能去相信他？怎么样能去不相信他？Michael 说的非常简单啊，他说呢，如果你没有买，你怎么能去相信他？这个你赢了呢？但是很多啦，老人家长者 ，the elders。The older people, they think, oh wow, I got the 649. So even though I didn't buy it, sometimes they think, oh maybe my son or my daughter-in-law, whoever bought it, they just contact me. And some people saying that, because they know you have son or whatever relatives, they say, I'm one of your relatives. You want this, you do that, and then the old people just follow them.
Absolutely, and that is a portion of our community that would be, as the Toronto Police, we consider them to be vulnerable, and a priority for us is to protect the vulnerable. And in terms of older people, they are somewhat more trustworthy sometimes for police, or they're more weary of police, and they're more likely to be strong-armed by someone who's posing as law enforcement. But myself today, what I'd like to communicate is, as police, we don't conduct ourselves in such a manner where there's strong arming and these different methods. We don't, the payments, very often within these frauds, these older people are convinced to purchase things which just wouldn't make any sense in a normal situation. So what I'm saying and what I want to communicate is to the vulnerable that whenever there's a question, whenever they think something's a little peculiar, to contact the police. Do not be afraid of the police. The police will be there to probably answer some questions for you or be able to find answers for your questions.
But sometimes we want to call the police station, but sometimes because the language, we may have to transfer for a few times, and then we can catch some of the speaker Chinese to talk to us. That might be something they are really in urgent or really in hurry. So if in this kind of a situation, we just say the parents or the old people, just don't trust them. Only your family, your really family.
Absolutely, and if you have an opportunity to run this by someone in your family who maybe speaks English a little bit better and who will be able to communicate for you, take advantage of that. But the key here is communication, family, community. We need to work together to educate individuals who are sort of vulnerable within our community, and we have to keep an eye out and look out for these individuals. We have to be vigilant to help protect them.
Yeah， 好，刚才呢，这个麦克说的这些话呢，我也跟大家来翻译一下啊。就是家里有长者的这些年轻的人呢，一定要注意，一定要告诉你家里的这些爸爸妈妈、叔叔阿姨身边的这些长者呢、亲戚呀、朋友呢，都不要去相信任何人，而且这个轻易的相信呢，很容易发生，因为我们永远都不知道意外和惊喜到底哪一天会来得更早一些。所以在这里面呢，我们还是要提醒大家。那另外，新移民的 newcomers 一定要注意了，因为 because all the newcomers become the new community or the country. They think everybody like Canada, especially in Chinese people. We love Canada. We say Canada is a second home, and we trust everything in Canada. But there's even Canada is perfect. There might be some people doing the things not very good. So in this case, we have to be careful too.
Absolutely.
Right? 在这里呢，我们也是跟大家说啊，即使是我们特别爱这个第二故乡加拿大，但是呢，也是一定要注意，好人坏人一定都会有的，自己要懂得去辨别一些。那另外呢，我们还想跟大家说，在创业的过程当中，刚才我们说完长者、老人、年轻人呢，也有在创业的过程当中呢，也是容易被欺骗。所以在这里呢，我们还要是问一下 Detective Mike。Now we talk over about old people, easy to trust people. Now let's discuss about the young people. So even young people, even the very famous people, they also get this in trouble.
Frauds are definitely something in terms of all communities are taken in by frauds. There's a multiple of scams with the dawn of technology and the fact that we're well on our way in terms of technology. Most people are susceptible, and I would suggest that every person who has a cellular phone, has an email, has had some sort of attempt made against them to be defrauded. Very often the attempt is ludicrous and quite ridiculous. But a common aspect of this are like some individuals may have issues with their credit, so they're looking for a loan. They'll look for a loan online, they'll go to an online brokerage or lending house, and this could very often be a scammer who will indicate to them that they've been approved for a loan, but they'll require a fee, an insurance. This is a very common scam that occurs on a mass marketing basis. And a lot of people, regardless of age, are susceptible to it because in very often these circumstances they need these funds for whatever it might be. And when they're offered them, they're willing to pay an insurance to receive the funds. But you have to be very, very perceptive. And you got to understand that you don't have the funds. That's why you're borrowing funds. So why would you send funds to a company to secure your loan when they know already that you're in a position where you require funds? So you just have to do your due diligence, check online, Google the name of the company, look at the reviews. Very often that is revealing enough to put you onto the fact that they're trying to scam you.
是，刚才麦克说呢，我跟大家来再翻译一下，就是很多人呢利用这种无抵押贷款进行诈骗，所以大家一定要注意。他说的呢，也就是如果你没有做这项呢，你为什么要把你的这个饭呢要寄给他？所以呢，在这里大家一定要注意。说起这个诈骗呢，有非常多的这个内容以及种类。不过现在我们先稍微休息一下。Mike, let's have a break, and then after the break, we'll see you again.
Okay.
Okay. 现在我们先稍微休息一下。